Welcome to the Pine Lodge. This is an Amish built cabin that I purchased last year. Now, the reason I say all this is because I want to make 2 points. Number one, if you want something nice, you have to buy far out from the cities. This is an hour and a half away from Columbus. And because of that, I was able to buy this place very inexpensively. When I say inexpensively, I'm just going to give you the price just so you know how inexpensive. It's actually a steal. This was $86,500. Now, I had to have money down, and I didn't have any cash, so I never thought it was a possibility until my friend Amy said, Ollie, you can simply take the equity out of your house and use that as a down payment. You got to have 20% down. So I did that, and now I only owe $68,000 on this. So it is 5.5 acres and almost 1,000 square foot home. It's actually a lot bigger than what the pictures make it look like from a distance. Now, the reason I bring all that up is you can get a place like this if you have a home and you can take the equity out, or if you have the ability to get 20% down. If you don't, I understand, but I never thought that was a possibility. Now it makes my current home in Columbus expendable should I choose, should I feel like I should sell it. I visited this property and I felt like if I buy this property with this cabin already built, it's going to save me 10 years of work. So I settled on the amount of land I wanted. I wanted 40 acres or 100 acres. But the thing about that is, hey, buddy, hey, nice to visit you. The thing about that is you got to give and take unless you're rich. I am not rich. But for example, I got these off of Facebook for $20, a matching set, and painted them to the color I like. It is possible to get something like this if you're willing to drive. I'm willing to drive. Some people are not. Now, if you want something like this closer to Columbus, you're going to pay, this would be $250,000 or $300,000 or $400,000 if you got this closer to Columbus. I got it for $86,500. We actually had them custom make the outhouse. That was an extra $1,500. Hi guys. You see it's very windy out here. So that is how I financed it. I basically used equity in my current house, got an equity line, took the cash out. Now I'm still paying on that. So in a way, you could say, well, that's part of this mortgage. Well, this mortgage is not very expensive. Literally, I'm only paying $537 a month for this. That in no way to me cheapens it. Because I say, now that I've got the garage over there onto this property, I've also gotten water ran. I've got 2 sinks, a semi-septic system, a toilet, and a shower, as well as a water hose. I've got water installed, and I'm about to have electric line installed to where we'll have the first 1/3 of the electric done. So one day this will be full-blown, completely finished. For now, it's a beautiful work in progress that I love. So I'm going to give a quick overview of some of the projects I've got going on out here. I will do other projects that I do in Columbus and other art projects. However, today I'm coming out here just to get a handle on all the possibilities. I'm actually off on vacation this week, so I'm going to get a lot done. Basically, we have a long, skinny property that goes back like that. So you can go really far back into the pine forest and you'll still be on my property, which is really cool. I've had a garage built, an outhouse built, a ditch built with an underground corridor that comes out to here. And why is because the driveway kept flooding. So I had him bury that. This is going to be a drain off, going to fill this with gravel, and this will all be concreted. I'm giving an overview of all the projects. This is the orchard. Doesn't look like it now, but it will. I'm starting to build boardwalks. So there will either be boardwalks or mulch. We've got this retaining wall so that the driveway will loop around, and I will brick that with concrete once the driveway is level and the retaining wall is done. Here, I've got foundations built for an additional boardwalk down below this deck. And the reason why is because it's going to take you over here, and these are being supported eventually by concrete with these 4x4s. I'll be cutting those off, and I'll put the wood slats like this. It'll be a regular deck overlooking this pond, which is a goldfish pond, which I will carve out closer to this. So you will be able to hang your feet off of that like a dock, feed the goldfish. Got a neat little bridge there. Did a couple little, I call it cattywonker slats. And that's going to be an island for sitting. And then probably make the pond a little bigger. We've got some fruit trees around that as well. We've got a trail that goes back there down through the what I call New Orleans swamp that goes back and around and then loops back and comes back over there. I will show you back here behind the cabin. This is going to be a greenhouse, which I'm going to level off, build that up. And then over here is going to be a basketball court. So that needs to be dug out and built up. Basketball court with fences. So this is going to be the highest point of my property. There's nothing higher than this. The reason that's cool is because on a breezy day, the wind comes through these trees and you'll be feeling really good when you're out here in the heat playing basketball and it's blowing on you. We've got our septic system here, little ditch area that my son and I built that goes down to the pond. And when water goes down into the septic, it's on rock, comes out there. It's just rain off water. It's not, the septic is sealed. Hi guys. Next, I'm going to show you the inside of the cabin. After I show you this end, this is a little bridge. We've got a runoff here. All the water that comes down this hill goes down to this. I've spent a year digging this ditch. It's not even close to being finished. There's the drain, goes under, goes out down to the pond. There's the road. We had to clear this out to run the water in. So we got the water shut off up there, goes up there. I don't like that this is open, so I planted 79 conifer trees on this property, many little ones. Some made it, some didn't, but most of them made it. All of this landscaping here, you see, doesn't look great right there because I'm just building that up with dirt. Got some beautiful trees. I love plants. And again, when you're walking down on this path down here, I want you to feel like you're down in the immersive landscape that's built up. You can see how like it kind of raises up there, kind of raises up there. I'll probably build that up even more. Now my inspiration for this walkway is kind of like the Disney resorts where things are lower where you walk and they move up higher on the outside. So you're down into the environment. I've got these nice arborvitaes here that I got on discount for $10 each. That's why they look rough. I'm trying to nurse them back. They made it through the winter. There's one that's questionable. If worst case scenario, that brown doesn't come back, I'll trim it up to like here and just have a stalk and they can start from there and go up. So it'll look really, but I'll do them all the same so they look flush. But right now I'm just giving them a nice soaking. That one's had enough. Got my water hose in my chair there. Does the work for me. Now we're going to go into the cabin. Right now it's currently under construction. I did land these beautiful couches from my friend Billy. Beautiful. I love them. I'm probably, when I sleep out here, I'm going to probably sleep on this. We've got a wood burning stove. Let's shut this door so the kittens don't get stuck in here. Got a wood burning stove, and what has to happen here is I have to remove that, put down some concrete board, and then build brick on top of that. Put the stove back on it, and build the walls up with concrete, and then I can hook up that fire wood burning stove, which is pretty awesome. Got a TV installation there for this big screen TV, also purchased from Billy. We have a water heater in, which is cool. Hey, how did you get in here, little buddy? How did you get in here? We're gonna have to get you out. Got the kitchen under construction. This wall is made out of some timber that I got from a wood mill. And basically there's going to be some lights there shining down on a map that I drew of the land, which is cool. Another chair that goes with that furniture. So what will happen here is, like, once I get all that done, I'm going to put that couch over here, this couch probably right there, so you can have a walkway. But what I really loved about this was the double doors. Got these end tables that need refinished on the top. I'll probably put wood planks and sand it. The stairs going up, we've got these little textured guys here. What you do is you just take that wood, cut it in slats, put it behind the stairs and attach it this way. But it has a really nice look. I found that on Pinterest. Since we're here, let's go on upstairs. Very unfinished up here, very not much done at all. Hi there, buddy. This is going to be the master bedroom. What I'd like to do is build a deck out there, replace these 2 windows with a sliding door. Still thinking about that. Same over there. Not sure I want to do that. Not sure it's necessary, but it would be cool. Got insulation, getting ready to go up. Got to seal this up with some foam. That's another project to do. Start insulating, get this whole bad boy with wood slat ceilings. You can stay up here by yourself? I mean, you just don't tell the others. Do not tell the others. They'll be so jealous. Here's the kitchen. Right now, I started with this rustic shelfware, and the theme in here, if you look on the floor, got a 2-tone going, and that 2-tone goes over here, and it's like lines. It just kind of carries your eye through, and basically, I've got this shelving system with this countertop that I got from Lowe's. Really nice. I mean, I wasn't worried about making it perfect. These barrels are going to serve as like what appears to be holding it up. So I'm going to be cutting those in half, probably moving them back so it looks like that. We did put this window in as extra because I want to be able to see out back, and it was dark in this corner. I didn't like that. We do have a nice sink here. It's working beautifully. And you can see I'm putting that wood up all around different places. And then the ceiling, I'll put wood up, but I'll also do some white dry brushing. You see this old barn door that I got. This is the bathroom. And you open it. We've got some wood up. Now this is kind of hokey and silly, but you know, I wanted the bathroom to be fun. This is a beautiful painting that my niece did. We've got this nice sink that works. Pretty awesome. Toilet and a shower. And we're just waiting on the final installation of the shower, which will be, you know, like so. I like these because it's blue and red, obviously, cold and hot. And this is our shower head piece. It'll be kind of like this guy. It really got a real rustic camp feel. And this behind this galvanized metal is like layer upon layer of plastic and then cement board. So should be very waterproof. It goes down this drain and out the back. Yeah, you are the first cat ever to be in this shower. So that is the tour of the inside. I thought about ripping out this window and making it bigger, so it has a really big scenic effect. But the downside to that is, if you come outside and look in, come on, you would lose all this pretty orange when you pull up, and I don't want to lose that. I think that looks really good, and I'm not going to mess with that. But it's just ideas. I am going to probably put 4 ceiling fans up here for the summer. I think that'd be really sweet. Here, I'm just putting in a little foam insulation. This is where the roof comes together with the upstairs. You don't have to put a ton because this stuff expands. It expands hugely. But I gotta seal this place up so bugs won't come in here, ticks won't come in here. You want nothing unsealed. Here's another project that I started. This is wood that I chopped down from those trees, and I'm sanding it, putting it on here. This will be like a little carved bear right here greeting you in this style, made out of wood. Made out of wood. So this will be smooth and stained to match that color. Now, as we walk down this way, this will all be concreted here. This will be a drain off. As you can see, it's working. I'm going to fill that with gravel, maybe today. It'll look good. Here, we're going to have rounded stairs. And when I say rounded, I'm going to build wood here. Wood, wood, wood in a curved motion. I'm going to fill that with concrete and bricks, like doon, 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 doon. And it will be a brick walkway down. The reason I'm doing that is I don't want to do decking because decking is so expensive. It's a lot of work to drill the holes. Then you got to buy the concrete, the screws, and then you got to maintenance it. If I do concrete and bricks, basically, it's just a spray off and go. Down here, what I'll tell you is from this point, 75 feet over to that point, it dips down really low. And I'm not going to go down there, but we are going to build a decking boardwalk there. And the ultimate goal is to get an ATV that we can park in that garage and drive around the property. It won't get stuck on the trails. So what that means is it's going to have to be wide. So we're probably going to have to do 4x4, 4x4, 4x4 slats across. But a 75-foot bridge is huge. That is so much lumber and so much work, but that is going to be something that I start working on. And then as we go through these parts, I'm going to think about bridges in certain locations. Now, I thought about a little covered bridge back there would be really awesome. I'm wondering if this big long one here could be a covered bridge. I mean, you talk about an endeavor. I'm not sure I want to go that route. I don't want to have too many things around. I want it to remain pretty natural looking. So I might stick with the little covered bridge back there. We have the pine forest back there and the sycamore forest everywhere. All these are sycamores, all these. This is my neighbor's cabin, really friendly people. Actually, they don't live far from me in Columbus, probably 15 minutes away. But this is the overview. You see the projects. This is the retaining wall. It's filled with junk, filling it with stone, as you saw earlier. And this retaining wall is super strong. It is not moving at all because there's like post every so many feet. Now what I did here was I made sure to put drainage places. So when the water runs down, you can see it's running down here. Right there, it's all wet. It's going to seep down in here and eventually, see, it's making its way out of that pipe right there already. Probably some on the ground, but probably some on the pipe. But yeah, this is going to be an amazing retaining wall. And then on the other side of this, I'm going to put wood like this and fill it with concrete. So it's actually going to be a concrete wall. So you have this wood holding it. You have this wood holding it. You have another set of wood holding it. And you have concrete holding it with a place for the water to come out. And then that will enable people to turn around in the driveway like this and just drive around in a circle and back out instead of backing up. That is the overview of everything. Come out here and show you one last thing, which is the garage. So over there's my retaining wall, and I ordered all these rocks, and I got big ones so that they can fill in the retaining wall, and I'll have like a turnaround driveway right there. But these rocks are so big, I feel like shoving a shovel into them would be really hard to do. So, got my wheelbarrow here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to lay down here on the pile, use it like a chair, and just fill this wheelbarrow up with the rocks. I definitely wear gloves because my hands get in really bad shape because I use them. I overuse them. I abuse them. I try to nurse them back, but you can see how big these rocks are. They're pretty big. Shovel into this would just be jarring. Here comes the cats. What you guys doing? Let's see if I can zoom. You exploring? So what I'm going to do is instead of trying to fill all this retaining wall in the deepest part first, I'm going to start at one side so we can level it out with this side of the driveway. Now eventually, once I get this leveled out, this will not stay gravel. I'm actually going to brick it with concrete the entire way, all the way down. So it'd be kind of like a German village in Columbus where the roads are paved with brick. But for now, I'm just trying to build this up. I've got a lot of junk in this retaining wall over here, kind of like a little landfill. Nothing hazardous because my orchard's on the other side. That's why I didn't use tires, because they can leach some toxins that they have absorbed. So I'm going to dump this. Let's see if we can get it here. Oh, watch out, guys. Move, cats. Here we go. I've got like a nice little tree here. So you can see, got to build this up probably another foot. But that's what I'm going to do, this whole retaining wall. See how the water runs down here? I'm really pleased that I started building up on this end, and I'm going to just bury this stuff in here. But it's looking good already. If I can get that all the way down that'd be really awesome. Just cover that whole thing. Now, another thing I just did, this is a tree that I cut down over there, and I was going to use this for the banisters, but I feel like it's on the inside of the cabin going upstairs. I feel like it's too heavy. So I am considering using this. Hey, buddy. Yeah, you want to be on camera? I think I'm going to use these and line the driveway all the way down and dig this ditch out. And that's going to be a border, and then build the gravel up to it. I think it'll be a nice natural border. The only thing I don't maybe like about it is does it look cheap? Maybe. Like, oh, you didn't buy squared off timber to do it. But if I can skin it as it's there, I could stain it the same color as the cabin. And that might be a beautiful natural border all the way down, especially if I build the gravel up to it. Now, as we walk, you see this line. That's where I've marked that the electric's going to go. I've started moving my large stone pile. That's for the retaining wall and the gravel runoff down to the pond that I was showing you. Got some little trees we've planted. Started clearing off behind this building here. What I did was my father and I came up with this plan to design this deck that holds the building because there was no place to put it. Everything's hilly around here. So you can see I started cutting trails and everything. And what's really cool is like this goes over to my property line, and I'm making a path along my property line, so I'll always be able to go where that is. But this metal building is great because what I plan on doing is building a cellar under this and concreting these with concrete poles made out of stone and concrete, and digging this out under in this middle section here. And then that'll be a cellar where I could store things like maybe vegetables or canned goods if I have to. If I had to. My little spruce trees. This is the garage. This garage was $10,000. The reason it was more expensive is because I paid for the extra height to it and the double doors, as well as many windows. I did not put windows on that side which I regret. I do regret doing that because it would have been nice to have that light coming in. I thought in my head, well, people will look in. Well, that's silly. They can look in these. But my thought was people could drive by on the road up there and they could look in. So maybe it wasn't a bad idea. Got the extra height. It's not a massive garage. It's all I need out here. It's enough room for a side-by-side, which I eventually will get. I did have a trailer, sold it. Did have some other equipment, sold it, didn't need it. Got a little trailer here that I can eventually put on the side-by-side after I fix the flat tire. But it's a very strong building, very nice building. I highly recommend it. It's a Bear building, same as the paint brand. But what's really nice out here is you can look out these windows and just get a look. What I plan on doing is building a deck around it. You say, why? Well, eventually I would like to have a pool. The pool will either go down there or somewhere over there. I'm definitely gonna have a hot tub over there. I will extend that boardwalk around up on stilts and have a hot tub up there and probably a gazebo right there. I might put a gazebo up in here too. As a lookout, I am making a trail that goes all the way down here, turns around and all the way back so you can walk through the pines. And then out here we got our electric box, mailbox. I'm filling in some of these gaps. I mean, for whatever reason, I think this driveway is just settling because it's new. It's only a year old. I'm going to extend this driveway out to like here. So it will be much wider all the way down. You can see, and I'm going to end on this. This is the last thing. But earlier I made a video where I'm putting the border in, and I put down the log, and you can see what I have in mind here. I did build up that gravel. So this should be filled in like this and flat, but that's going to be nice right there. If I do that all the way down, you can see the driveway, instead of being this wide, will be this wide, be really wide. But I have to dig this ditch out and fill that with gravel. It's kind of what I did over here, this pond. This pond has beautiful tadpoles. It has a beautiful, what do you call these? Cattails. Yeah. And they grow pretty prominently. See, I need to fill this all in and clean all this up. But this is all going to be dug up right here for electric. This is a muddy mess. So electric is going to go over to here and up to that. We just don't know exactly where yet, but the water comes in here, so it gets a little complex. This is all going to be paved with brick, and I've thought about starting that this week. I've thought about starting it over there, working my way around, just building that pavement. We'll see. This is a walkway. This is a verse. It says, I will instruct thee. Let's see. I will instruct thee in the way which thou shalt go. I will guide thee with mine eye, God. Which is neat because it goes along with the path. I've got more arborvitaes here, which I love. They create height. They create some kind of feeling you're walking through like a cool little forest. Hello again. This is probably my favorite style of tree. It's just so beautiful. It looks like a Christmas tree. Just like that texture on it. It's just really pretty. And then these mark the power line that's buried, so you cannot dig up here. Planted a couple of fruit vines up here. Just didn't have a place to put them. Oh, I will say, if you walk over here, my trail should continue around like this. After the basketball court, that sloped hill over there, I probably am going to plant a small vineyard, which would be neat. But you can kind of get an idea how sloped that is for the greenhouse. I have to build it up this much to make that level. Once I build that up, I might do that tomorrow morning, start on that. Build that up with gravel and concrete. Then I'll have my base and I can start building my greenhouse. But it all takes time and money. And that's the overview. Future videos will probably just be showing me working on different kinds of projects at this place. I'm learning. I had never chopped down a tree before until last year. It's actually pretty scary, because you know you can die from it. So I chopped down that one, and then I chopped down this one. Pretty big, and it's a lot of work. But I'm torn because I want to clear out all these trees and make it beautiful, but I don't want to clear it out from the privacy of the road. So I think what I'm going to do is just in the middle, forward, clear out these, make that my trail, let that grow up like wildness. And that is the overview of this project and this property. Now, I would be amiss if I didn't show you the cat house. Cat house was an outhouse for no reason. I was going to use it as a generator house to put my generator in. It used to be over there. There's no room over there, and I can't reach the generator. So the cats needed a place to live. They must all be out and about. But they got their food in here, and the water, instead of trying to keep this full, I'd have to drive out every day. I got their swimming pool there. It's got water in it. And I'm wondering if that has a hole in it, because that was full. It certainly does. Look at that. It has a hole in it. No wonder it wasn't holding water. Well, that doesn't work. Anyway, back to the cat house. Hey guys, so I'm going to have to get you another big drinking thing. Cat house, food and water inside. Lie. Cats only, no possums allowed. And they have their different levels. You see the original toilet seat will never be used. I just don't play that game. It's just not how I roll. Got their little cat food here. I leave this open in case they run out. Worst case scenario. And they're really happy to be out here. They're up playing in the things. But this is a neat outhouse, because first of all, it's really heavy to move. And I had to use my truck and put straps around it. We had to go really slow. It almost tipped over. You would not get this back up if you tipped it over. You just wouldn't. But I had it custom built to match the cabin when I was buying the property. And as you can see, it matches the cabin. So it creates kind of a neat thing where it just kind of faces the cabin and you can sit on the porch and look out at it. Here, let's just take a look at this. One last look before we sign off. And while I'm on my way, let's move the water. There we go. I'm trying to nurse these guys back. I'm always confused which chair to sit on. They have different moods. This is like an overview chair where you could sit here, look out. I kind of like this one. I like this end of it. So if you sit here, you can see the cat house. You can see the Brodsky Pine Lodge sign. That's another project, by the way. This is too low. Now that I am building this wall up, I'm going to have to raise that up. I am still thinking about how to do that. I think what I'm going to do is build 2 posts on the sides made out of concrete. So they're like simultaneous posts sitting next to that post. Yeah. I may keep that post in place and buy extra long 4x4s so they go extend it up. Put another one above this one. Put the chains from there to up above and just hoist it up. Then I can come back and remove this one. Yeah, and it'll be that high. That'll be really nice and high up. That's what I'll do. I won't remove that. I'll use what I've already got, build it higher, hoist it up, and then come back and do it'll start skinny at the top and get wider at the bottom. It'll be relatively skinny, made of stone and white mortar. Yeah, so that'll be super strong. That's what I'll do there. But something nice about being out here. Notice this light bulb came out. And these are solar lights. And I believe literally the wind made this light come out. I don't know if that'll work because there's water in there, but I know these work. Okay guys, I'm out of here. Gotta go. Goodbye. See y'all later.